Hello, I'm EnterElysium and welcome back to Let's Play Tyranny, the classic RPG, where we're the villain. Right, we've managed to just about take over the river crossing, so now let's go back to the camp. Ooh, is this a lot more guards than it used to be? Apparently so. And we're going to find out what's going on. Anyway, take another step and force distract. I'm just leaving what is mine. I haven't done anything wrong. Well, I guess I am a Fatebinder, like this is my job to get involved. We've got this handled, Fatebinder. Horde. Okay. Take that under advisement. Now, I just believing. Now I need to trouble you folks further. Surrounded by a quartet of disfavored soldiers that are physically boxed in. Scarlet Chorus warrior clutches a disfavored helmet. Visibly pale and sweating, he wears a trembling grin. Come on, lads. Not to be so touchy. Oh, you can leave. That helmet stays. Soldier steps closer, her bulk crowding the choirman. We don't kick kindly to iron thieves, so you think you can just stroll out here without a flogging? You're sorely mistaken. Something wrong? One of the disfavored soldiers turns to you, looking away from the debate. This one here stole from the Legion, and thinks he can get away with it. If he takes one more step, we're forced to violate Kyros's peace. Fatebinder, can you hear me out? I'm being accosted by these disfavored thugs. His voice is completely changed. Oh well. Upon noticing verse, he blinks and regards with a disrespectful nod. Don't make the Fatebinder complicit in your theft. Disfavored armor is the property of the Legion. It's not yours to loot. And by graven ash, I will cut you down if you even try with that to get off with that relic. If you're trying to get past judgment on another Arcane's vassal, the Lord dictates I get involved. That's a pretty fair, like, you know... It's like, look, you know, the Lord's involved, I'm here, why don't I... The disfavored warriors trade glances between each other in silence, none of them back away from the choirman. We can make this the trial of one who stands here the longest. And when our bladders loosen, at least I won't be the one wearing an iron diaper. But I'd much rather let the Fatebinder settle it, seeing as there's no other way out of this impasse. Enough! If the choice is to adjudicate or fight, then I too will abide by the Fatebinder's decree. Right, to the choirman. Start from the beginning. You got a boss? So, Death Knell and her gang are running around the river looking for a fight. We hear commotion, we hear scout whistles. We run to see what's going on. Next thing we know, we're on top of some Vendrian guard. They had just clobbered another gang that was in the area, with no idea no patrol's out. Anyway, the Oathbreakers were eye off their victory and stood their ground when we rushed them. Their mistake, right? Long story short, the fight got out of hand and there wasn't much left to recruit into our gang, so we helped ourselves to their gear. That's when I found this little piece of work. Thought I'd do the proper thing and offered to sell it back to those favoured. So I made the hike over here and rather than claim my finder's fee, I got accosted. I'm gonna ask Verse what she thinks. Checks out. The disfavored treat their armor like a second skin. Some even sleep in it. Then again, some of them don't have a choice. She smirks at Barrack. If the Legion soldiers want to get themselves whipped up into emotional frenzy over cold iron, that's their problem. The fighters claimed fair spoils from the enemy. The helmet ought to be his unless someone stronger steps in to take it. She smiles and cracks her knuckles. Okay. How can you prove you claimed the helmet from the enemy and didn't steal it from a Courtmaster? It's a fair ask, you know, I think it's a question. Well, if you want to dispute my strength for the next fortnight, I can gather statements from every member of my gang or witness the battle. Something tells me that none of us have the time to bicker over the details. That won't be necessary. We don't dispute how the iron fell into his hands. Anyway, I'm sure we don't have more important things to occupy our attention during this siege. Facepalm. Anything to say that might help your case? Well, unlike my peers here, who seem unwilling to share, if I'm allowed to sell this, I'd, of course, tithe to the court like a proper ally. It's like a bribe. Shameless cur. Blendon Mark went an earshot of your tongue for insulting the court. Wow, your voice has changed completely. Apparently I'm completely off my voice game today. It's just switching between voices so quickly, it's so difficult. Give me one voice, not like a million. I have further questions. What's your argument here? Is it his favourite helmet, and therefore belongs to the Legion? What else needs to be said? I know the chorus are routinely undersupplied, but not to blame for the lack of resources. They recruit too many arm and feed, and we suffer for their slack. That's not an argument. Like, yeah, sure, they might be undersupplied, but he picked up the helmet and offered to sell it back. You're not disputing that part, so he's not trying to keep it. That is completely pointless. So when this fucker shows up trying to sell one of our helmets back, well, you can say me and the band were a bit insulted. Doesn't matter. He came to sell it back. He came in good faith. I don't want to make this more a problem than it already is. The chorus is free to return their helmet with our gratitude and never come back. Any thoughts, Barrack? Traditionally, iron weapons and arms go to the Legion. It's only practical. We are more suited to wield them, and as true Northerners, we can be trusted with the finest items of the Forge. Doesn't make a difference, we're not disputing that. The chorus is packed full of former enemies, the untrustworthy, ungrateful sons and daughters of the fallen realms. Half of them will die in the first battle, and the rest will defect back to the homeland at the first opportunity. Arming them is a waste of effort. Let them sharpen tree branches or boat hooks. Save the elite gear for the elite soldier. That's our way. I mean, I agree, but that's not the argument. It's never enough that we bend the knee and pledge our lives for the cause, is it? And we need to constantly prove ourselves via ironclad dimwits and get nothing through our trouble. I'm sure there's an extra helmet to encamp. Why fight over this? We're not fighting over this one. They're trying to return it. Do you offer him anything in exchange? I take that as a no. An exchange would be an insult to the Legion as a transaction of rings. Even more so. Every piece of equipment here is intended for Gravenass Norjan Legion. Not the rabble who squat and wrestle for the voice's delight. As it might help your case? Well, I think it's worth noting that we haven't touched a hair on his head. I'm not saying that we won't bash his face in for the insult and presumption he threw in ours, but up to this point we've shown incredible restraint. Aren't they a generous bunch? May I see that helmet? Iron Walker helm. Okay. I'm gonna inspect the helmet. Battered and corroded, the helmet is chipped along the left parietal and rust blossoming about it. It's likely to be separate for anyone who knows the first thing about maintaining iron equipment for many weeks. While few could sense slight difference in the weight, this seemingly standard issue stone shield helmet is a superior piece. Not as ornate as the helmets made for the Iron Guard. This is nonetheless a rare piece of forge work, the type reserved for commanders and veterans of 30 years or more. Ooh. Because of my background, because I ran the forge, the owner's insignia is lost, but this was forged by Igni, Master of Fitting. It belongs to an Evocus, someone of many years in the Legion. Clearing her throat, the disfavored reaches for her belt. Then it's more important than a few rings. She produces a pair of bronze rings and holds them towards the choirman. Consider this your finder's fee, and payment to never bother us again. Oh, okay, cool, you're actually gonna pay him. Well, we'll only pay him for the decent helmets, the little ones we'll try and nick off him. Come off it. Deal. Pleasure doing business for you lads and lasses. Normally praise the charge of this. No. I could salute the disfavored, or I could just leave. I guess since they were so quick to be like, okay, sure, we'll pay, I guess I should salute. I'm grateful for your insight in this matter. We almost let a veteran's relic fall to rust. Thank you, Fatebinder. We're lucky to have you in our camp. I'll be completely honest, they totally should have paid the guy that. Now, if it was the way that they're an entire army, they should have just traded equipment back and forth and just be like, look, this is yours, here it is. But since they don't really do that, like, they have to pay, I guess. Right. Oh, I can speak to some of my people, apparently.
You look as if you have something on your mind. By all means. What can I do for you?
Let's discuss some immediate concerns. Yes. What do you think of our travel companions? I'm more accustomed to traveling the company of soldiers, so I'm out of practice judging the worth of civilians and miscreants. If you had anyone in particular in mind, I'll give them some thought. What about verse? I try not to. She is the force of chaos, an agent of the voices of Norat. Taking her into our confidence can only lead to ruin. And yet she's a capable fighter for the time being. I am confident you can trust her to serve your interests and rely on her skill in the battlefield. She may even offer some useful perspective on the war. Okay, what about Lantry? I don't know how many years he has walked the faces of Terratus, but he clearly knows more than he claims to. Since he claims to know a great deal indeed, there is no limit to what he could be holding back. Okay, that's the sort of stuff we're going to talk about.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not that bothered. Right, we need to come back here, have a rest, because we're wounded. Talk to people, because... Ooh, hello, talking to people time. Is this talking to people time? It is. Hello. She folds her arms, looking at you expectantly, and actually has nothing to say. Okay, very well. Ooh. There's a merchant over here. We need to have a quick word of you. I would like to see your wares. What is this? Healing potion. Oh, yeah. Right. Get rid of that. Get rid of the broken armor. We're getting rid of the iron greatsword because none of us can really use it. Broken helmet. Sure. We should put the potion of revival on someone. Gut Seeker. I'm keeping it for now. And we'll get rid of the stuff of Borophos because it's actually worth quite a lot. Do you have anything particularly cool? Earthshaker Staff is kind of It's actually worth less than the one I'm selling. Okay. And let's go talk to Graven Ash. Graven Ash protects. After all, right. Who's going to be arguing today? Is the voice in the rat going to be here? Going to walk in on them having a massive argument? Petulant children and all that? Apparently so. Don't give this Ophirix enough credit. Even beasts can begin to see the patterns in your simple strategies. Okay. If there's any pattern to my strategies, it's one to relentless victory. The Tearsmen excel in deception, but falter in a fair fight. But who's been more deceitful than your second Ken? Wasn't he the expert on siege warfare? You haven't had relentless victories. You failed a few times recently. What's your plan now for dealing with the wars now? Standing Pyramid? The Archon of Stone was punished by his actions. If you want to talk guilt for association, you should be able to... and these disfavored warriors can take 10 of their health with a fruit knife. Properly armed, it's not even fair. Okay, let's just get involved.
How can we trust your rabble not to turn at this last moment? How many of your conscripts have family bonds to the Vendrian Guard? It is decided. The disfavored will take the vanguard of the assault. It is the only way to assure success before the edict comes to pass.
Oh, you're so young. We can forgive you for being stupid. Without your Archon of Stone to bring down those walls, you're out of your element. Only the chorus has the numbers required to swarm the walls from all sides. We will lead the vanguard of this battle.
The best the chorus could accomplish would be leaving a ramp-shaped pile of corpses propped up against the walls for my warriors to use.
I mean, that's not a bad tactic.
Their fortifications are not a concern. Even understaffed, my Earthshakers could breach the masonry in short order.
Another brilliant idea. Cairn's cult is, we're sure, every bit as trustworthy and sane as the late Archon of Stone himself. You did notice the spire at the center of the citadel? Hard to miss it, being only the tallest thing on the horizon and such. Certainly your Earth mages won't do anything stupid like, say, breaking the spire's foundation? What could possibly go wrong?
We love saying the name Ken just to watch him squirm. Graven Ash had so much hair before he met us.
I trust them more than I trust your circus of rapists, sellswords, and turncoat tearsmen. Tunon's Fatebinder has arrived.
Okay, ooh. Question them. Say that his favor did a pretty terrible job. Maybe, it is true. Or say the chorus were terrible. No, I'll just open up with one. I can't really put blame on either of them because both of them are pretty terrible, let's be honest. I mean, Disfavored did slightly worse, I guess, but... Why don't you two march on Ascension Hall?
Nothing would please us more than to be done with this wretched valley. Perhaps if we had more support from the disfavored, and from the court.
Whoa. Whoa. Don't bring me into this or blame me. You're gonna make me pick sides by doing that.
Now that we are all assembled, I want reports. The Scarlet Chorus was going to resolve the Oathbreaker presence in the Outer Valley. What became of that?
Yes, what did become of that? We should know already, yet we do not. If we are not mistaken, the Fatebinder played a pivotal role in this operation. Fifth Eye, shed light on this baffling question.
The Oathbreaker raids were broken, and most importantly, the captain was taken, and he has told us... The Arcane of Secrets grips his helmet as a chittering percussion of whispers pours forth.
Nothing. Curse you, motherless fucks! What have you brought but fire and
The voice in the rat slaps the forehead portion of his mask, and for a moment the emerald flames within his robes dim.
Oh, suffering doesn't really capture the nuance of what we've done. Apologies. We've been savoring this one's defiance. We know much of their inner workings, their desperate allies, their foolish hopes. This is our battle to lose.
Okay, so any of that useful information you want to share with the group?
Why I am on equal footing with Kairos' clown, I will never understand. So, Fatebinder, you would deem this mission successful?
His recruitment will demoralize the enemy? Maybe. I did as ordered. I don't really want to go with the whole I did as orders thing. I gotta be like, no, look. I did what I did was right. Like, I'm my own woman. Don't bring this on me, Ash. Or it would have been best to bear in battle. Pelux Florian was a boastful leader from an influential family. His recruitment will demoralize the enemy.
Iron Marshal, I understand we've established a foothold across the Matani. Report.
And ignore me, okay. Securing the Matani was a gruesome affair. An agent of the School of Tide still lives and the river was turned against us. Despite our losses, the day ended a success at Ekakor Crossing. The victory came at a great cost. Yeah, and I did it all. In securing the riverfront, it was discovered that the denizens of Ekakor village were in possession of stolen iron. Fuckers used our own arms against us. We of course put the village to the torch, and the Fatebinder wisely backed our claim to show them the price of resistance. Our victory pyre burns on the horizon for all to see. Their leader, Captain Matani Sybil, was bested in combat, but taken captive by the Scarlet Chorus. Despite the disfavored taking the lead on the operation, the Fatebinder felt it necessary to apply Chorus doctrine to the captives. You didn't really take lead so much as fill in where I took land. You were like, okay, we'll just come back afterwards.
A most wise judgment, good Fatebinder. The Oathbreaker captain will no doubt provide hours of entertainment, and perhaps even some useful information.
She has been a most delectable treat, that one. So obstinate, so inarticulate in her flailing defiance. Some things are best savored in slow, tantalizing doses. We must thank you once again for delivering her unto us.
This will be just like Stalwart, when your own conscripts chose suicide over service to the chorus. She'll be no different than the others, petulant, uncooperative, and motivated to feed you false information.
I didn't even know she could feed false information to the voice in the rat. I thought the voice in the rat, like, magically took the information out of her head. Huh. Arguing with this is meaningless. Resolving the edict matters most of all.
The Fatebinder is right. We argue over trivialities when we should be closing the vice on the Oathbreakers. Let us march on the double. The disfavored will lead the charge.
You mean the Scarlet Chorus should lead the charge? Over 2/3 of your legion remains trapped outside the valley. Only the Chorus can bring to bear the strength and numbers this assault requires.
Why don't we both do it?
Kairos' Day of Swords approaches, and our allies in the disfavored and the court refuse to work with us. There is clearly only one reason for this. Graven Ash and Tunon have allied against us. You conspire to rob us of our deserved glory.
We see how it really is. You're all against us. I don't know. I could be like, you're the one that's acted the fool the whole time. Or you two are unwilling to work together as fate might tune on early to do so. I'm gonna call him out on this. He's going too far. Conspiracy? You're the one that's acted the fool this whole time!
Acted the fool? We've assembled tens of thousands of new disciples to our overlord. We may not act as severe and imperious as Graven Ash, but his job is merely to break things. The Scarlet Chorus has the much more difficult task of uniting these Tearsmen to Kairos. How dare you belittle our work?
Except, they're mostly rising up because of you. Like, they respect the disfavored, at least.
Then the impasse is clear. We both wish for the honor of leading this final assault on the Vendrian Guard. Since Tunon is not here to select the rightful bearer of this honor, we must turn to the Archon's proxy.
With whom do you stand?
Now is another time for compromise. One of us will have the honor of completing this glorious conquest. We know you will choose one. I'm not going to pick you. Straight up. I am not picking the voices of Naram. I'm not picking the chorus. They cannot be trusted. They think everything's conspiracy. They might well just take the place and then, like, go, no, it's ours. You can sod off. We're afraid of you. You've conspired against us. And then, like, we'd have to besiege them. Who knows? So, I'm going to tell them to work together. You'll march on the citadel together or not at all.
You test my patience, Fatebinder. We did not ask for a weak compromise that leaves all parties unsatisfied. Whom do you support? Are you going to let the Scarlet Chorus traitors have their way? Or will you stand by Kairos' true disciples, the disfavored?
Now I don't want to pick you. God damn it, this is a really hard choice. Because if you hadn't been like that... I'm still going to go with the disfavored.
You honor us, as I knew you would. You have made the right choice. The disfavored have stood at the forefront of battle since the first days of the war, and now we have the honor of winning this final battle.
Our beloved Chorus! We have too many lives to protect. We can't allow your foolish decision to destroy us all!
No, we did not work so hard and to be denied our rightful glory in the end. You will die with the disfavored. Oh, okay, that seems to be... Yeah, that sounds like sedition.
You would dare harm me and our guest from the court?
Oh.
Kairos' word, this means war! How did it come to this?
Okay. You roused consciousness to the sight of Graven Ash swatting his hand towards the thinning green mist where the voice in the rat had once stood moments ago. I saw you step in front of me. Thank you.
Just old soldier reflexes. Couldn't be sure if it was trying a simple illusion or a bolt of fire. Either way, needed to be sure my guests didn't perish in my war tent. Wouldn't be able to live that one down.
I don't know if we've got time to fight the chorus, but I have to ask, are you sure you wish to go to war against the chorus?
What other choice am I given? It is clear the voices of Narat would endanger all of us out of vanity. Besides, We all know when this war is over, someone must rule and protect the Tears. So I will start protecting the Tears from the depravity of the Scarlet Chorus. Yes, and instead of having false allies on our side, at least we can march on the Citadel knowing full well who is friend and foe. And it goes without saying, the Disfavored needs you now for this glorious battle. Please speak with the Iron Marshal. She will give you the specifics of our plan.
Farewell.
The Archon of Secrets left behind one of his spies. Perhaps we should send her back to her master in pieces.
Oh, verse. Yeah, I was wondering about that. The Archon makes a discordant sound of iron bending under pressure. Everyone assembled in the room looks at him.
Something to say, Beric?
Nothing at present, Archon. Forgive the interruption.
Barrett looks at you with a vague hope in his otherwise impersonal stare. I could kill her. I'm gonna go with verses with me and just hope that I can talk to her later. And then be like, look, I know you're a spy for Voice in the Rat. Like, I might need to let you go. I don't know if I can trust that.
You would harbor the Archon's henchmen in your company? This is aiding and abetting the voices of Narat. I cannot stand for it.
Subterfuge. Maybe I want the voices to think I'm being carefully observed. Oh, Law, I can't. She can't tell us about the Scarlet Chorus of Voice in the Rat if she's dead. She can't tell us about the Scarlet. I'm gonna go with the Law.
You would twist her loyalties from the chorus to yourself? A fool's hope if ever I heard one. Safer to leave her hanging by a gibbet or rotting in the pillory for the Legion's amusement. But I can tell that you won't be swayed. You are playing a dangerous game, Binder. If you wish to hold a venomous serpent so close, I will allow you your own self-destruction. Now leave me. When you are ready to join the assault, speak to the Iron Marshal.
Okay. Well, I think this is a good place to end this particular episode of our Let's Play. Let's try, whatever it is. Yeah, so we're going to be going until... I think we'll probably end our series once we've taken the hall and we've completed the edict. Because I don't want to go too far in, because it is very story-based, and I wouldn't want to deprive you of that. I think it's something best really experienced to make your own decisions. And I don't want to go too far in, because I know a lot of people are like, you know, I can't watch the thing right now because I'm waiting to play it myself. So yeah, if you've liked, like, and not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We're almost up to the point where we've fulfilled the edict, but I wait to see what the chorus are going to do to us. Until then, though, stay shiny.